When you're competing with hotels, the key to success is really simple. If you can make your short-term rental better than a hotel, then guests will choose you every single time. My name is Michael Crockett, and I own and run a short-term and mid-term rental hosting company called Airbnb. This is my full-time job, and I've been doing it for about 7 years, and I love it. It's super fun, and I got a lot of freedom from it. I get my time back, and I get to teach you guys really cool stuff about hosting your rentals. Today we're going to be breaking down the strategies that you can use to elevate your rental property to a level that even the best hotels can't match. And we're going to do that by focusing on the amenities that they simply can't provide. You know, hotels are big corporations, and a lot of times they can't be bogged down with the details and the special things that you can do as a host to give your guests a really unique experience. But first, let's start by understanding why hotels have been the go-to choice for travelers for so long, right? When you think about travel, you know, most of the older population, they think about hotels. Why is that? It's because hotels offer conveniences that many people find appealing. Things like daily cleaning services, that can be a huge perk for some people on vacation. Someone who doesn't want to have to worry about that kind of thing. Then of course there's complimentary things like breakfast, right? Which people, believe it or not, it's a feature that is often a deciding factor for someone picking a place to stay. Especially for families looking to save time and looking to save some money in the mornings. And of course, we can't forget about security, right? Right, Charlie? We can't forget about security. Hotels usually have a front desk person, right? Someone who's there all the time. They have a myriad of cameras, right? Cameras on corners on the outside. You can monitor your cars in the parking lot and things like that, who's coming in and out of the hotel. And secure locks on every door, which makes the guests feel really safe and protected. However, hotels, what they gain in amenities, they often lose the same in privacy and space, which is really where STRs get the upper hand. Let's take, for example, a family of 4. In a hotel, they might have to book 2 separate rooms, which immediately splits the family up, and that makes it hard for them to spend quality time together, which sucks. The common areas like the pool or the dining room are shared with dozens of people, if not hundreds of people at the hotel. And this lack of privacy can make a vacation feel kind of less relaxing and more like a crowded experience. Maybe even they have annoying cute dogs, right? So imagine the same family of 4, right? That's staying under one roof instead of 2. They have separate bedrooms for privacy, but also have a common living area, right? They can all come together in like a kitchen or a living room, and they can gather and commune together, right? They don't have to worry about noisy neighbors or nosy neighbors in the room next door, right? They're in the house themselves. They're together. They have the pool themselves. And speaking of a pool, in some STRs, they might have a private one all to themselves, right? So a private pool to use all to themselves. They offer like a home-like experience, which is really hard for hotels to match. The feeling of home is not really easy to reproduce. STRs do that flawlessly. This means that potential guests already have a huge incentive, right, to choose your STR over that big box corporate hotel feeling, right? So this here in the STR space, this is your competitive advantage. And so how do you make your short-term rental even more appealing? Well, for starters, the guest experience should be your number one priority. It should be the number one thing you're focusing on. What are your guests going to do in the space? How are they going to feel, right? Are you going to allow pets? I don't know, maybe you should be allowed it. When guests walk into your rental, they should immediately feel like they're stepping into a space that's been really meticulously, carefully curated for them, right? With their comfort in mind. Like, you want to make them feel good. What does this mean? How do you do that? This means investing in quality things like comfortable and durable furniture, right? Like nice, firm but plush couches, you know, things that are going to stand the test of time, you know, soft touch surfaces, pillows, throw blankets, things like that. Really nice, thought about, comfortable experiences. Don't just buy the cheapest couch, right? Or the cheapest bed you can find, because, you know, you bought a cheap bed before, you bought a cheap couch, you know what it feels like. It feels horrible. Why would you want your guests to feel the same way? You don't. Think about how these pieces will feel after a long day of travel, right? Or sightseeing. You're exhausted, you've been out in the mountains, you've been hiking, you've been dealing with the dog all day. You just want to come home, right? Home to a place that's really comfortable that you can just relax and decompress. This is the demand for an amenity that you can provide. This is what you can do in an STR. You can provide your guests with that homey, comfortable experience in your STR. Another big demand from potential guests, whether they know it or not, is sleep quality. I mean, let's face it, when they book a place, they're going to sleep there. They can be there all day long and do all the hiking and sightseeing they want, but they're gonna sleep there. So spend some extra money on the high quality mattresses. We get reviews and comments all the time about, hey, where did you get your mattresses from? What store did you get them from? It's so comfortable. Like, what's the brand? Like, we get those questions all the time. So what do I mean by quality mattresses, comfortable mattresses? I mean the type that, they have like the pillow tops, and you look on places like Amazon and you see the reviews that people are leaving, and you see that people enjoy these mattresses, they like them, they're giving 5-star reviews. Those are the ones that you need to buy, not the cheapest ones. So the goal is to give your best, the best night of sleep that you can possibly give them, one that they have not had in years, right? They're going away to a place that they want to be comfortable. Give them a comfortable place through and through. Let them sleep well, or do other things well. In one of my previous videos, I talked about how guests can forgive a lot of things, right? But a bad night's sleep isn't one of them. They're gonna remember that. And while you're at it, invest in a plush linen set, right? Plush pillows, things that are fluffy, firm, that last a long time, and add that overall feeling of luxury and comfort to your space. You want guests to feel like they're getting that luxury experience with the added bonus of having a property all to themselves, right? These little things, I'm telling you, these little things make a big difference. And they're the reasons why hotels have been around for so long anyways. Hotels often provide consistently positive experiences. You should be doing the same thing in your STR through and through. I've had guests leave 5-star reviews because of the little things that we do, like the quality of the coffee that we provide, or even the selection of the games or activities available at the STR inside the home. Those thoughtful touches, those really go a long way, and they don't go unnoticed. They do get talked about, like the people in the group who stayed with them, not even the person who booked, but the people who stayed with them say, hey, I love this place. I would like to book it for myself in the future. Like, you want those types of conversations to be happening. So don't skip on the details. And use this to your advantage, right? Show your guests that you're investing in quality for them in order to make their stay a great experience. As much as we want to be able to compete with hotels, as much as we do, we also have to consider the fact that other hosts are in the area trying to get the exact same customers that you are. But a lot of them hear about hosting short-term rentals on TikTok or social media platforms or something like that, and they assume that they can invest the bare minimum into a place, right, and call it a day and make a huge amount of return on their investment. And that's just not the case. This is where you can stand out. If you're willing to invest a little bit more up front, right, you can set yourself apart from the competition. I've said that before in other videos, especially the competition that doesn't put in the same effort, right? I always tell new hosts, that beating the competition starts before you even make a single purchase. It starts in your planning. It starts in the experience that you're planning to offer your guests. So again, think about that experience that you want to create for them, and align your goals in creating that experience with the things that you buy for the property, the things that you put into the property for them. Because the main thing that's going to set you apart in the eyes of potential guests is how much quality you're putting in the place that they're staying. Now, there's one area where hotels do have a bit of an edge on short-term rentals, and that's security. This is something that you should take seriously, because your guests are going to want to feel safe at night. And they might not be consciously looking for a safe place to stay, but it's kind of like something already assumed, right? They definitely notice if the place looks sketchy. They'll notice if there's weird cars outside, or if the outside landscaping doesn't look unkept, or there's a lot of odd things happening in the neighborhood. They're going to notice that type of thing. So in all honesty, it can be really difficult to match the same level of security in a short-term rental, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible. So you want to start by ensuring that your property is lock-tight. What does that mean? It means invest in high-quality locks and consider installing a security system that includes cameras and likely alarms, right? So I don't always tell people that they have to do the alarm system, but definitely cameras is something that you want to have to just really drive home that sense of security and safety for your short-term rental. You want to make sure that your guests know that their safety is your top priority. And a good way to do that is to always be available in some capacity through their entire stay. I'm not saying you have to be showing up at the door if there's a problem or an issue, But if they send a message or have a question about something or a concern, then you want to make sure that you're responsive to that. If you reassure your guests that they are in a safe environment, they'll feel more at ease choosing your rental over a hotel. They just will. And the last main thing to do in order to persuade your guests to choose your STR instead of a hotel is to look for a property in a good location with standout features and amenities. Do the homework up front. Find a property that's in a really good location, because you can't change location. You can put paint on everything, you can buy nice furniture, but if you're in a bad location, that's really difficult challenge to overcome. So find a good location, outfit your property in a nice quality way, and then you can kind of set yourself apart from that competition and compete with hotels. Maybe it's a hot tub or a pool, or something simpler like a game room that you want to add. There's all kinds of things that can really set your property apart from the rest, and it acts as a major magnet, right? A guest magnet. Ideally, your property is easy to find and it's easy to access and is closer to popular attractions or things to do. People love being near convenient things to do, fun things to do, and they don't have to drive far to get to them. So the industry is evolving, it's changing, it's becoming more experience-based as time goes on, which is actually a huge advantage for short-term rentals and mid-term rentals, really, because you're perfectly positioned here to capitalize on this trend. Guests, they want unique experiences and they can't get anywhere else. And although hotels are great, they're a great consistent experience for most people, they're never really going to be able to offer that homey feeling, right? That I talked about, that when I come back to the property, it feels like home. And most hosts that come into the space, the ones that understand the value of quality in the guest experience, they will be the ones who succeed in this, right? Because that is what guests care about. So, if you want to make your Airbnb better than a hotel, focus on the guest experience, because that's exactly what you can control. Invest in quality, right? Don't buy cheapy stuff. It's not gonna last and you're gonna have to replace it anyway and your guests really notice. So highlight your property's best features and be there for your guests. They need something, don't make them wait, be there for them, right? And with these strategies, you're not only going to compete with hotels, you're going to smash the hotels, right? You're actually going to thrive in this space. So, with all that being said, if you still have kind of no idea where to start, feeling a little confused, or you need some help, I don't know what you're going to do. Yeah. See ya, sorry. Anyways, if you have no idea where to start, but you know this is something that you're interested in, then sign up to get a call with me, a free call with me, and I'll help you get started. I'll set you on the right path, and let's see how we can work together to get you into your first property.